Vamos.
Espérate. Te voy a quitar un poco el vídeo para que me reviente en cara.
Perfecto.
Sí.
Okay. So, let's see. Oral assessment, take 12. Action.
Action.
Ladies and gentlemen, please feel welcome to this video. My name is Nicolas, and throughout this record, I will address the life and work of a Chinese conceptual contemporary artist whose father happens to be a very well-known poet called Ai Qin. He, his studies in arts began in the early 80s, whose professors taught him about topics that weren't covered in the Eastern culture by that time, matters such as the pop art or for instance the postmodern art, whose major exponents are for the first one. On the first hand, we have Andy Warhol. On the second hand, we have Marcel Duchamp. His studies in New York ended by the early 90s, and then his career took him for the defense of the right. He as an artist, also as a Chinese, thinks that most of his people, including himself, lack a bit, which is the freedom of speech. So, in this performance, we got 3 photos. This artwork is called "The Destruction of the Han Dynasty Urn," and this is clearly, as we can see in the first picture, his face, his expression is a defiant one. He's very angry to the Popular Republic of China's government, especially regarding their decision making upon the shortage of resources for especially for the poor people of his country. So in the second picture or second frame, we can see that he's just dropping this millenary artwork, and he doesn't seem to care much. On the third and last frame, we can see this vase, who happens to cost thousands of dollars, all shattered all over the place. Because of this work and several others, such as this one called the sunflower seeds, because this also is a criticism for the communist government, this installation it's compounded by 150 tons of porcelain, handcrafted by 1,600 artisans. And the idea here, the spectator may walk over the seats. He also or she may grab the seats and feel how they fall through their fingers. And well, and that's some curators also call this piece of art as the Seeds of Hope, because it's a resemblance to, or more a tribute to this very pretty common snack, the sunflower seeds, whereas the author used to eat in commuting between home and school, himself, also his peers. In regards to the freedom of representation, we got here a picture of himself posing as the dead Syrian child on a European beach. And in regards this very important matter for especially for a conceptual artist, and more especially regarding the all the controversies, very active uh, political artist also has produced on the public, general public. Sorry, here he was highly criticized because people thought that he lacks the right to all the rights to depict or to represent again that that real photo, because that there was a real child that. But he claims back that he is addressing the refugees issue to raise all awareness in in regards to how these poor people are treated, because he thinks, as he claims on several interviews, that sadly the refugees in Europe are treated as second-class citizens, even sometimes as slaves. So also here we got freedom of speech and representation throughout this awareness raise and call. So to sum up, the author, throughout some of the works I have shown to you in this video, is trying to answer by his own words to the question, who I am. He throughout all his works, he tries to answer this question, and in a constant search for identity. But in my opinion, I think his artistical level is very high. His messages are not as subtle as others conceptual artists happens to express their ideas, but in despite of that fact, I will definitely state that he is a very much recommended artist. uh, I'm very impressed by his work, and that's it.